Maga in the chat if you want to come up and debate. Hello, Carissa. Did you vote? Did you vote for Trump?
Oh no, I did not mean to join. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, Carissa. Don't even worry about it. So everybody, make sure to check if you're in the queue, and if you're there accidentally or you don't mean to be there, you could just usher yourself out. Quite frankly. But let's go and get our next guest up in here. Oh, and hey, Jessica, thank you for the $10 donation on Venmo. Jessica says, "I really appreciate you, Dean, and everything that you stand for." Jessica, you are phenomenal, and I really appreciate you for the $10 donation. In fact, chat, please show some love to Jessica. W Jessica's all around. What's up, Karina? Did you happen to vote for Dumpy Tumpy?
I did.
How old are you?
I'm 24 years old.
Karina, dear God, now why?
Well, because in my opinion, I saw what the country looked like when he was in office. Not a single US military personnel was killed while he was in office. There were no wars when he was
You
in
understand that
Are
what you
you
just
are
told
you
was a lie?
trolling? He
Me?
had 65 service members die in conflict under his administration. What are you talking about?
Do you know
Yeah,
what the
like
conflict was, though?
Yeah, so there was Syria, there was Afghanistan, there was
there's
400,
Yemen,
there was plenty of different things we can reference. Well, we're
but it
talking
doesn't
about like
matter.
US military deaths. But so like in terms of that, what you're not acknowledging is that more people died under Trump's administration who were service members in conflict than under the Biden-Harris administration.
But can we
That's
also
not
just
true.
point? Can we also
It is
just point
according to
Love to
out
see the
military
that
data.
fact
like
check on
can we
that one.
also can we also just point out that like none of this matters because at the end of the day, Karina, what you said was wrong. You said 0 people died, 65 did.
Okay. Okay. We'll say we misspoke on that one. In terms of that and the military, I think that you should definitely do your research on that because I don't believe this. I don't know where you're getting that number from. However, I don't believe as though that's an accurate number, and I don't believe as though the deaths that had happened or were happening were conflicts that were caused by Trump. If that makes sense. And anyways, just to step
Okay,
away
so
from that,
you understand that we have something called the Defense Casualty Analysis System, and this comes from our federal government, where you can see the casualties related to the Department of Defense. And what
okay,
I would like to ask you to do is to go on Google, search up the Defense Casualty Analysis System, which is straight from the DoD, and you can see, right, in 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020 that we had 65 service members die,
and
right?
how
And this
many
wasn't from
service
accident.
members did we
This
have
was
die
from
from
hostile
2020 to
action.
2024?
Okay, we had 13 from hostile action die.
So from 20 to 2024, how many people were going with?
13.
16, because
16.
So you
you
guys are
you have to
saying
count
to
the
me it's
three
a
that
number.
isn't.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
Okay. So anyways, stepping away from that, back to the original question of why did I vote for him? I also saw the way the economy was.
Stepping back from the point that you lost on.
No, I said this before you guys went into that whole thing. I said stepping away, but you guys interrupted me,
Do you mind if I
and
ask you
so
why
I
you want to
wasn't able
step
to
away?
finish. It's just a various amount of things. There's a lot of different reasons, and I'm not as educated on the military reasons as I am on other
Okay.
reasons and other things
So do
why.
you so you could educate yourself by going to this website that I'm attempting to show you.
Okay.
Defense Casualty Analysis System. You could see how many
Okay.
people died.
Okay.
Tammy, thank you so much for the $20 on
Sounds
Venmo. Thank you so
good.
much, Tammy. Thank you. Can we get some W's
So
for Tammy in the chat? Thank
circling,
you so much,
okay,
Tammy.
so here's my question to you. Since you guys are asking people why you voted for Trump, why did you vote for Kamala? Why do you think that Kamala is a better president for America than Trump will be?
Kamala, by the way. And the reason why Kamala is better is because she influenced it past good policy like the Inflation Reduction Act, right? The infrastructure bill that's
But,
bipartisan, the Chips and
but do you
Science Act.
understand like the depth in those acts and how they work and like
Yeah,
what
I
needs
could
to be
actually tell you
done?
the provisions, right? Can you tell me two Trump like policies he influenced to get passed?
Hey, say that again.
Tell me two Trump policies he influenced to get passed.
He influenced to get passed.
Yeah,
I don't understand what you mean by that.
two Trump policies that he influenced to get passed in Congress. He can influence Congress, tell them they should pass this bill. Can you tell me two Trump policies?
Um, no.
Okay. Wow. Um, Karina, I have
If he's
I
here
got
now.
I got a question.
Okay, let's hear it.
how can you support someone that doesn't support you? And the reason I ask this question is very important. Donald Trump has a long and incessant track record in history of lack of an attention to the thoughts, wants, desires, needs, and attentions of women and girls, including but not limited to sexualizing a 10-year-old, raping an adult woman, boasting about grabbing women by the P word, boasting about walking into the changing rooms of half-naked minors. So if he can't support your wants and needs out of the Oval Office, why do you think he will in the Oval Office?
So sexualizing a 10-year-old, where did that come from?
That was in 1992 when he said that he'd date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. And Taylor, thank you for the $10 donation on Venmo. I appreciate you so much for the love, Taylor. Everybody, please show some love to Taylor down below in the comment section. Taylor, you are phenomenal.
So can you ask the question again? I'm confused again.
Donald Trump has never restricted or cared about the wants, needs, desires, and attention of women. Okay?
I disagree with that.
So then why did he rape a woman? Why did he sexualize a girl? Why did he boast about walking into the changing rooms of teens at Miss Teen USA without their consent? Why is he demonstrated through his behaviors since his teenage years that he definitely doesn't give a shit?
You're saying that he raped a woman.
Grapes. Say grapes, please, but yes.
He was held civilly liable of sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll, forcibly penetrating her against her will, by a jury of 9 people unanimously.
Civilly liable when?
Yep.
In 2022, quite frankly.
I think it was 2023.
Okay.
I'd have to check, though.
Yeah, one of the years.
I don't. Okay. I think if he was civilly liable and that was really the case, or if he honestly had done anything illegal, then them trying to get him on 34, 36 different counts of felonies.
34.
Okay, I said 34 first. If we're going to get down, I don't have a computer in front of me, so I'm not reading statistics off like you guys are.
We're not reading off statistics either.
And
He
that
literally
also
just
would
held
be
up his
something that's
computer
bad.
and showed everyone on this live that he was reading off statistics.
I gave you a source for your claim because you said that it sounded like bullshit.
Okay.
That's all.
The other things that we just said
all.
weren't off like reading it off. Rated, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you.
So what's your
Okay,
contention
what do
here?
you
Donald
find-
Trump has raped a woman. Donald Trump doesn't care about women, so why do you think he cares about you? Boom. Lisa, thank you for the galaxy. I really appreciate you for the love, Lisa. You are phenomenal. You are great. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. It's a very simple syllogism. We'll give Katrina some time to ponder. By the way, Katrina, I just thought I'd let you know, unless you could see me and Parker meeting you inside of the TikTok app, we can't hear you. Like right now, we can't hear you. If you're trying to talk to us, we can't hear you. Okay? But she's
not
back.
trying to talk to you. I was not saying anything.
I just wanted to let you know.
I appreciate that.
So what's your response here?
I think that you guys should do more of a research than what the media is telling you. I think that you look at the media and you.
We need to do more research. You couldn't even name two Trump policies. Like, what are you talking about? We need to do more
Oh my
research.
gosh.
What the hell are you saying? I could explain to you the policies Kamala Harris influenced to get passed, the provisions within them, the effect it had on the American people. Appreciate that mustache. And you
Star,
couldn't even
thank you
tell
for
me
the star
two
now.
fucking policies, and you're gonna lecture me on how I need to do that.
Also,
Sid, thank you so
I
much for the
just-
$15, and I hope you have a quick recovery on the hangover. Thank you.
I just want to point it out, Katrina, that it like me and Parker's job is to be as well researched as possible, and there's probably very little people. Riley, thank you for the galaxy in America that are more informed on the thoughts, opinions, and positions of the right than me and Parker. I just want to get that out there. So, like, when we have someone come up and not know that there was 65 casualties under Trump's admin, not know one of his policies, not know that he was held civilly liable for rape, not know anything about his past, and then for you to tell us that we need to do more research, this sounds like a beautiful example of the Dunning-Kruger effect.
All right, you guys. All I gotta say is
You're
we'll
assuming
All
see
vibes.
what
MAGA,
happens in the
you're
next
assuming
4
MAGA knows
years.
what that is, Teen.
Wait, Katrina, he cut you off. That was very rude of him.
Very rude.
Very rude. What were you trying to say there?
I just said we'll just see how the next 4 years go, and the fact that he got every single swing state. Yeah, Stu said something.
Yeah, 89% of Germans voted for Hitler.
Okay.
Does that
And
mean that
Trump's
like
been in office before. You think Trump's Hitler?
yeah, does that mean like it's justified just because it's majority of people?
I think that America's finally starting to wake up, and open their eyes. And I think
To what? To vibes? Because I'm going to be honest, Katrina. You don't have a damn argument. Like there's not like a reason, a set of reasons, a principle, a fact, a policy, any nuance. Are you just like so? You're just like America's waking up to the vibes, bro. Is that your position?
no, not the vibes. I think they're just waking up to the corruption and all of the shit that's going on within the food and the drug
And that's why you're voting for Trump, right? Or you
Personally,
voted for Trump, sorry.
I voted for Trump personally because I would like to buy a house within my 30s.
That made no fucking sense. He's gonna make housing more expensive by tariffing lumber from Canada.
Just like he made housing more expensive in 2016, because from 2016
He wasn't even
to
president in
2020
2016. What the fuck are you talking about?
was from 2016 to 2020.
He wasn't president in 2016. That was Obama. So
Okay.
you thought the economy was good in 2016, and he wasn't even president, so he inherited a good economy.
Okay, that's
Can we
it.
also, so Katrina, here's the difference. So Donald Trump, he didn't really pass anything that influenced the pricing of houses one way or another during his first term. He didn't. Dakisha, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs.
The
Thank
economy
you so
was
much.
good. That's why the housing was affordable.
Yeah,
That's why
but
gas was $1.85 and not $3.63 and $8 in California.
I'm going to be honest with you. He didn't do anything too grandeur to impact the price of things negatively. We just saw the same macroeconomic trends continue under his first 3
You can't
years.
say that though. You can't say that you do so much research and you know so much about all this politics stuff, and then say that he did absolutely nothing for the economy and did
You
nothing.
couldn't even tell us 2 policies. What the fuck are you talking about?
Can you tell us one
I
policy?
will admit that I'm not fully researched on. I don't know everything. You guys
Then why
are.
did you vote? Then why'd you vote?
Because I know for a fact that I don't want Kamala. I know what my
Kamala.
life has looked like in the past 4
Can
years.
you name me one policy that Kamala Harris supports?
Elena, thank you for the superpower. And C with the roses. And Allie with the $10 on Venmo. Allie, thank you for the love. Everybody, thank Allie and show them some love. And Zara with the galaxy as well. Thank Zara. Show them some love. You guys are great. And Nancy with the $5 on Venmo as well for being awesome. Show Nancy some love in the comment section.
Okay, you're good now.
Totally fine. Continue.
Awesome. Thanks. I'm saying I know what my life has looked like for the past 4 years under Biden's administration, and I know what my life looked like under Trump's administration. And I know
Can I be
that my
honest?
life. Yeah, go for it.
The point of these lives is to get you, Thomas, thank you for the sunglasses, to think critically about politics, at least critically enough to make better decisions moving forward. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm upset, I'm mad, or I'm angry with you for just assuming that some of the reasons your life has been worse during the last 4 years is because of the Biden-Harris administration. I mean, how could I be mad at that? Your life has felt worse because of these things, and the right has spent billions of dollars on convincing you through advertising and propaganda that it was the fault of Biden and Harris. I get it. But the point of this live is to explain to you how just because something can happen in our country doesn't really mean that the president necessarily caused it. And you have to think deeper about what they could have possibly done to cause it. And when we explore that issue on what Biden and Harris could have possibly done to cause things such as inflation, reduction in savings, increases in debt, etc., we don't see that they could have done anything to cause those. In
You don't
fact,
think
it
the
has
border
good policy.
has anything to do with. So if you're saying that, and we're going to come out with that and educating stuff on that, why don't we talk about the border?
Okay.
Do you want to give us your take on the border and Biden's administration?
Sure. So we all know that there's been a border crisis in our country. That's an undeniable fact. What caused this border crisis was the expiration of Title 42 onset by COVID, which was a total shutdown of the border for about 2 years. We knew that there was going to be an onset of this crisis once it expired. It was natural, normal, and expected. So many people were coming to our southern border because of economic travesties onset in their own country by COVID, similar to that in the U.S., but because their economies were much smaller and significantly worse than that in the U.S., it impacted them to a much larger degree. And then the adequate way that we should distribute responsibility for the crisis to the Biden-Harris administration isn't the fact that it happened, because it was not caused by them. It was how they responded to the crisis. And I think that they responded to the crisis pretty good. They responded to the crisis by attempting to influence bipartisan legislation through the House and the Senate to resolve
You
it.
think that responding to the crisis was good by shuffling in millions and millions and millions of illegal immigrants and handing
Well,
them
I'm
money
afraid they
to
didn't do
go?
that.
Why did Donald Trump
They
call for
did.
people in Congress to undermine a bipartisan border bill?
Say that again?
Why did he call people in Congress to undermine a bipartisan border bill?
I didn't hear you again, but I'm not Donald Trump. All I heard was the start of that. I can't answer that. Not being Donald Trump.
Why did he call people in Congress to undermine a bipartisan border bill? You know, the galaxy. Nancy, thank you for the $3. Thank you.
Tammy, thank you for the $20 donation on Venmo. Tammy says, please put this idiot in her place. She's making me angry. Yo, Tammy, a based. I appreciate you for the $20 donation on Venmo. If
Priscilla
you agree
Maya,
with
thank you
Tammy,
for the $1.
put some Tammy's down below in that chat. And Christia with the $25 donation on Venmo saying, good evening, how are ya? Christy, I'm doing great. It's been a good day. We'll talk about it later. Show some love to Tammy.
Christia,
Show
thank you
some
so
love
much
to
for the
Christy.
$25 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Christia. Can we get some W's for Christia in the comment section right now? Thank you so much.
Show some love to Christia. And Mariah with a $2. Kira with a $1. You guys are based. And yeah, okay, I guess we'll just go ahead and slam dunk it with a big gotcha moment. We love those here.
Joshua, think of it $10. I want you to
Katrina,
check Discord.
great. Katrina, I got a question.
I got an answer, maybe.
Do you think that if there was an undocumented migrant that showed up at our southern border with prior felony convictions, he had raped a woman, he had called for a termination of our constitution, and he tried to overthrow our government, that
I
our
do know
border
that there
patrol
are
should even let
currently
him in?
multiple illegal immigrants
So maybe I should ask my question, right?
raping young girls on runs in the middle of the day.
Well, maybe
and
you should let me finish asking
raping
my
other
question. Is
young
that okay?
girls. So yeah,
Okay.
they're letting them
Alright.
right in. They're not even
So-
asking because they don't
Ka-
care.
Katrina, I got a question. Are you a natural born U.S. citizen?
I am, yeah. My mom.
Yeah,
was
so you're
born, my
statistically two
mother-
times more likely to rape a woman or commit a violent crime than an undocumented migrant. Should we deport you?
So here's the thing. That's
Oh, shit! Terrible! Silence! So, should I finish asking my question now?
okay. Sure, go for it.
Thank you. Round of applause. So, if there was migrant that
As
showed
if
up
you
at our
haven't
southern...
interrupted me 7 times since we've been on here. More than that, actually. But
Are
go
you
for
keeping
it.
count? Are you keeping
I-
count? Keep tallying it.
I will never interrupt you again. I understand how much it sucks, and I apologize from the deepest of my heart. How could I ever? I am a monster.
You are the
and I
most
own that fact.
ungenuine.
Can't even say it correctly.
Ingenuine.
Disingenuous? Dean can't even do it, dude. Jesus Christ, man.
Ungenuine. So Katrina, you gotta unmute your mic there. I guess while your mic is muted, I'll ask my question. If a migrant showed up at our southern border at a legal port of entry to come into our country, and they have 34 past felony convictions,
That they all came back not guilty on, mind you.
are you talking about Trump?
Yep.
No, his 34 felony convictions are guilty.
They're all not guilty.
So that's not true, Karina.
Okay. Yes, it is. Look it up. It is true.
If you look up Trump's 34 felony convictions
Girl, what the
on
fuck are you talking about?
on
What
New
do you
York
mean?
State's
What?
website,
What are you talking about? What
these
are
are
you talking about? What do you mean? What do you mean he's not guilty?
so
Girl,
this is
have you
like
lived
Well,
under
he
a
was
fucking
guilty
rock?
on
What are you? Are
34
you
felony
Patrick
counts.
Star?
Don't you think he
like
would
this
be
is
in
me in my
prison?
head right now, but I'm like keeping the composure. So you could actually be convicted and not go to prison because you haven't been sentenced yet. But we shouldn't be like calling in to question the fact that he's been convicted of these felonies because you can see the conviction form on New York State's website. You could see it on their court website. That's right, Swag. Thank you for the galaxy. Sarah, thank you so much for the $10 donation on PayPal, saying thank you for putting these MAGA idiots in their place. I appreciate you for the love, Sarah. If you agree with Sarah, show her some love. W Sarah in the comments section. And Lonnie with the $10 saying thank you for using your voice for what's important. Don't just show love to Sarah, also show some love to Lonnie. And Elena with a $25 on PayPal. Oh my God, Elena. It means the world to me. That is Alena. Show love to Elena. Show love to Lonnie and show love to Sarah. And if you want to show love yourself on Venmo or PayPal, they will both be found in my bio under the V and the P. I get 100% of the proceeds. They go
Alexa,
directly
thank
to
you
me
so
and I
much
can
for the
give you a shout
$5.
out.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank
Claire,
you.
thank you for the $5 as well. So, Karina, are you leaving or are you doing your thing on Google?
Katrina, Jesus Christine.
No, she
Kira, thank you
mispronounced
so much for the
Kamala
dollar.
Harris's name, so I'll mispronounce her name. I am petty.
So scared for this country. Okay.
You're
Me
scared
too.
for this country,
Yes.
girl. You voted for a held liable sexual abuser who bragged about grabbing women by the vagina without
Thank
asking, and you voted for a
God.
guy that restricted women's access to abortion. Thank God they did those things. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, thank
That
God I
is
voted for that person, for Trump.
that is
And
disgusting,
I
dude. What?
thank God that I have the
You
ability
stand
to
behind
vote
those
and that I
things?
was able to go vote for Trump.
You
No,
stand behind those
obviously
things?
I don't stand behind those things.
Kristen,
Okay,
thank
then
you
why
for the
did you vote for
$30 on Venmo. Everybody spam W Kristen in the chat. That is CHRASTIN. Thank you so much, Kristen. And Barbara with a $50 donation on PayPal for being cool. Holy shit, Barbara. You guys are going crazy today. I want to see 100 billion trillion million W Barbaras and W Christians in the chat. Nothing but love for Barbara and Christian for at least the next 10 minutes. You guys are phenomenal. And another Christian, thank you for the galaxy. And Spice Johan, thank you for the galaxy as well. You guys are going crazy today. Holy shit. On a real note, seriously, thank you guys so much.
Kira, thank you for the
apologize
dollar,
to
and
interrupt
Emily
you,
with the
Parker.
$28. Thank you so much, Emily. I really appreciate the $28. Thank you so much, Emily.
Holy shit, Emily with the $28 as well, saying cooker. W Emily in the chat right now, down below. W Emily, all day, every day. Kristen, Barbara, show them some love. Now, I completely derailed your conversation with Katrina Parker. I would like to take accountability for that. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to put my ass on mute. I'm going to drink my ass.
I honestly don't even remember, to be honest with you.
Okay.
What we were talking about.
Okay, so we'll go back to my question that she never answered. So if there was a migrant that showed up at a legal port of entry at our southern border, Katrina, they had 34 felony convictions, they had raped an American woman, they'd sexualized American little girls, and they'd boasted about wanting to, like, I don't know, like remove articles from our constitution, and they wanted to overthrow our government. Do you think that our border patrol should let them into our country?
Why do you think Trump wants to overthrow our government?
We could talk about that, but I'd like you to respond to my question first.
What was the question?
Katrina, if I repeat the question, will you promise me you will listen?
Yes.
Thank you. So my question is, if a migrant showed up at a port of entry at our southern border with 34 prior felony convictions, they had raped an American woman, they'd sexualized American little girls, they'd threatened to overthrow our democracy and rig an election, and called for the termination of our constitution, do you think they should be let into our country?
If all of those things are true facts down to the core, not based on media, not based on any outside sources, not based on any BS, then no, obviously not. But
Great.
it doesn't even matter because no
So
one's
if
checking
there's
at the border.
someone-
Oh, don't interrupt me. It does not matter because no one's checking at the border. No one has any idea who's coming in through the border. Anyone and everyone
Okay, just
is
more
coming in
just
through the border,
literally
and
just
they're
more
getting handed
misinformation.
money to go do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, we'll address the
With the
misinformation.
money.
We'll address.
And they're the ones that are they're actually graping.
Yeah, so we'll.
But you don't even have a civil case determination.
I
You-
want to allow you to address all of your misinformation tidbits from your parents and Fox News next. My point is, you're saying
It's
if
not
some-
misinformation. Was there not a girl in Florida? a
No, what was
13-year-old girl that
misinformation was you said that we don't have
raped
active
by
border
an illegal
patrol,
immigrant.
and I want to go ahead and continue.
Because
Hey,
we don't.
okay,
Because I have multiple. I know.
Then what
I
the
work
fuck
with
is
multiple
DHS?
Illegal immigrants that talk about how it is down there. And
Okay,
and
so
talk
would you-
about
wait,
it,
would
but there are
you-
people that
would
have
you
actually
say-
come over the
Let me
border
continue.
within the past 4 years?
after I make this point, I want you to address all of this shit next. But my main point was, so you're saying if someone was born in Mexico with the qualifications that I gave you, you don't think they should be let into the country. But if someone's born in New York with the qualifications that I gave you, you think that they should be allowed to run the country. You are
think
full of
that-
hate. You
I
are
think
full
that's
of you are
not
full
the
of
same
prejudice.
thing.
You are full of misinformation, and you are full of jack shit. Okay, it's a fact. You have been taught to hate. You've been taught to demonize. You've been taught to persecute. You've been taught to oppress. You've been taught to dehumanize. You've been taught to spread misinformation from the bottom of your goddamn soul, because that's what Trump wants you to do, because he knows if you're scared, if he knows if you're angry, if he knows if you're hatred, he knows that he has your vote. You are the victim of a crime. But I want to give Parker an opportunity to address every single point of misinformation that you now shut up.
And then you.
I want to give
You were-
Parker an opportunity to address every
Just
single
let,
point.
just let her
of
respond, and then I'll
misinformation.
respond to her.
Okay.
But Jesse, thank you so much for the $30 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Jesse. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jesse. And Barbara with the $50 on PayPal. Thank you so much, Barbara. Can we get some W's for Barbara in the chat as well? Thank you so much, Barbara. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And Eloise, thank you for the $12 and the 21 cents on PayPal, saying lots of love for you and all that you do. Everybody, please show some love to Eloise down below. And Sebastian with the $5 on PayPal, saying put this MAGA to sleep. And Jocelyn with the $8 on PayPal. And Jessica with the $10. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you for your love. Go ahead, Katrina. I hope that you will actually respond to the things that I said instead of ignoring them, pivoting off of them, and just rambling on with more misinformation.
I honestly have no idea what you said. I was so concerned on the fact that I was in mid-sentence and you interrupted me. And what I was saying before was you preach all nice and respectful. Meanwhile, this entire conversation, you've interrupted me numerous amounts of time, muted me when I'm in the middle of saying something that you think actually has any substance behind it. You mute me right away.
Preach, preach.
And
I
the
think I need
entire
to be held
time you're-
accountable.
Say that again? Like
think I
again,
deserve
just
to be
now, I'm
canceled.
still talking, still mid-sentence, and just
My
I have-
behavior is
Argument?
unacceptable.
Can
I
you
have
just give
treated
us
you
an
with
argument?
nothing but respect this entire conversation.
But
I've
the
waited
thing is,
for
is
you
you
to
haven't
I'm,
treated
so,
us.
I'm sorry. Dean will mute his mic, and I will have a conversation with you. Just go ahead, give us an argument.
What do you want to argue about? What do you
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
by an argument? What would you like to give
Like, what
me?
were you trying to argue that you want to make a point of?
I know that Dean is going to mute his mic, but Jesse with the $30 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, Jesse. Everybody spam W Jesse down below in the comment section. And Jesse says mute her again. Bam! I appreciate you for the $30 donation on Venmo, Jesse. Everybody show some love to Jesse for the paid mute. Now I'm going to go back on mute and listen. I am a good boy.
Muted me again, so are you gonna mute me again, or are we gonna stop interrupting and stop muting and stop playing this whole game?
Go ahead, yeah, make a point that you were trying to make.
In terms of what we're
Whatever you were arguing, whatever you'd like to address. If not, I'll bring up an argument. Okay. Would you vote for someone held? Actually, would you let someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman get access to a gun?
if Again, if that person is
Thank you
found,
for the whale diving and this and that. Thank you for the $5 on
oh
PayPal.
my god, I cannot do this anymore. You guys-
And thank you for the $5 on PayPal.
Okay. Are we done? We're good? I don't want to start talking for 5.5 seconds and be interrupted, and that's what's been happening the entire time. And I have really bad ADHD, so yeah, I haven't been able to stay on track because every time you interrupt me, I completely forget what we were even talking about. My mind goes on to a million different other things.
Okay, would you
So I
let
don't even
someone held
remember.
civilly
Again, now here we are, I don't even remember what we were just talking about.
Would you let someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman get access to a gun?
If that person was actually found guilty in court for sexually abusing a woman and spent time
In a
in
civil
jail,
court.
then yes.
No, wait, so if so prior to them spending time in jail, you'd let them be president even if they were convicted in a criminal court?
If they were found guilty by law, then no.
Okay, so like in a civil court, if they were held liable unanimously by a jury of 9 people for sexually abusing a woman, would you let them get access to a gun?
I would have to know more about the situation.
Okay, 9 jurors unanimously indicated
I would have
that
to know more
they forcefully
specifically about that
penetrated a woman's
specific.
vagina against her will.
As I said, I would have to know exactly what we were talking about.
I'm giving you exactly what you're referencing. So held civilly liable unanimously by a jury of 9 people for forcefully penetrating a woman's vagina against her will, right? And you're saying maybe they should be able to get a gun?
Sure.
Really, what if the victim was a child? Held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child, right? Would you let them get access to a gun?
Sure.
Really?
I'm
You'd
just
let
going off and saying yes to anything right now.
you'd
It
let
really doesn't matter
re-
what anyone says.
no, like what do you actually think? Because like that's a really crazy view to say that P3DOs that have raped children and been held civilly liable of it should be able to get access to guns. That's
I
pretty
think that
insane.
people that are found, again, guilty by law, no, should not be able to get guns.
Held civilly liable, like I'm giving you a specific example.
I'm saying if they spent time in jail
Okay,
and
so
they're
again, there are P3DOs that have raped children that were held civilly liable of sexually abusing children in the context of New York because it's past the statute of limitations for criminal courts to try them. You're saying those people who raped children who are held civilly liable of it unanimously by juries, they should be able to get access to guns?
sure.
You think you think they
Jesse,
should be able to?
Jesse, thank you for the $31 on PayPal to mute her again, Karina. Go and say something real quick.
I'm good.
Thank you, Jesse, for the $31 donation. Show Jesse some love down below in the comment section. Zara, thank you so much for the galaxy. W's for Jesse. W's for Zari. And Dario with a $20 donation on Venmo saying, calling out disinformation and exposing the cult of personality. Keep up the great work, Dean. Thank you, Dario, and thank you, Jesse. 1 billion trillion W's for Dario and Jesse down below in the comment section right now for at least the next 5 minutes. You guys are the best. Quite frankly, continue.
I don't know what we were talking about. Not a clue. Sorry, it was the interruption for the 57th time in the past 5 minutes. I really don't know. I have bad ADHD. I said that before. I said
It's
if
my,
you're
it's
gonna
my,
keep
I
interrupting me, I'm gonna keep
interrupted.
forgetting what we're talking about.
I interrupted, so it's my burden to like relate what was going on, right? Parker was specifically asking you if someone was found guilty by a jury to have
I
raped a
answered
woman,
this
do you think
question
they should have
8
access to a
times.
gun?
Do you want to
And
ask it 8 more times, and
and
I'll
I
answer it
just,
8
I
more
just, I just
times?
want to clarify for clerical purposes. Was your answer yes, or was your answer no?
No, yeah, she said that she would let people held civilly liable of sexually abusing children get access to guns.
Just to clarify, Katrina, is that your true position?
No, obviously,
Okay,
it's
so
not
they
my
shouldn't
true
be.
positions. I just have nothing.
Okay.
I have
So
nothing
just
more
for
for you guys.
clerical
You guys are
purposes.
idiots.
So
it's
Parker,
just like,
here's okay. Shut up. Here's the point where we're at.
thank you. Again,
Katrina does
there
not
goes
think.
back to you saying earlier, don't use slurs, don't use the R word to the other person that was in here. When you are the most you have been nothing but disrespectful the entire time,
You called me an
interrupting,
idiot, and I told you
making
to
fun
shut
of.
up.
Yeah, okay, okay.
You called me an idiot, and I told you to shut up.
After you, the entire time, again, have been interrupting me the entire time.
Tammy, thank you so much for the 20.
Okay. Is he
And
lagging for
muting
you
my
too?
mic mid-sentence, muting my mic when I'm talking about anything.
Seriously though.
Parker, you got smited while you were reading that donation. I think you may need to read it again.
Oh, I did. I got smited. Yo, Tammy, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Stacy, thank you so much for the $20 on Cash App. Thank you so much, Stacy. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Stacy.
Okay. Katrina, I got a question. Is that fair?
Yeah, sure.
What do you do to a soccer ball?
You kick it.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Moving on to our next guest, guys. If you're enjoying the stream, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen.